Hey, all. I had a guest that was supposed to be in. However, they couldn't make it. So you're stuck with Mr. Pauly J. Fox. Hey, this is episode 44.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
Born and raised in South Bay, lower class punk ass, I was Northwood grade. I had it made. Spent my nights drinking with my mates. Just a short bus ride up to PA. Red River Red. Then I hit the wall and I knew I had to bounce. They still say that 19 years ago. Well, I got the hell out. From time to time you may see me hanging around. Now I feel like a stranger in this town. Crocs and rolls is where I learned to play. Westwood Tavern's where I learned.
So, shit. This is episode 44 of motherfucking Ego and Vice. What's going on?
Yo, how's it going?
Yeah, as I had a guest that was supposed to be in. Her name was Sheila Dennison, and we're gonna rework that. She is a pillar of the local community, a strong female gladiator. But she had some issues, so she couldn't make it tonight. So what I normally do is I go to my go-to, who is technically my co-host of Ego and Vice, Mr. Pauly J. Fox.
That's me.
Yeah, and he was gracious enough to come out kind of last minute and say, yeah, what the fuck, man? We have some fun doing that. Not tons of fun, but we have some fun.
Nothing better to do on Labor Day either.
Yeah, that's it. Did you work today?
I did, which is weird. You know, you'd think a union rep and everything, I'd be all about taking Labor Day, you know. It's the day for the workers and, you know, no. But, yeah, I had to work today.
I was supposed to. I actually had today off, as per my schedule. I had yesterday and today off, but about 2 weeks ago, I told my my contractor that I said, "Yeah, okay, I'll work that day," because he was looking for like extra help because it was apparently busy. And I said, "Yeah, I'll work," and I was booked in. And then I called him 2 days ago, and I was just like, you know what? I've decided not to work. And he's like, God damn it. He gave me some grief about it, but I woke up this morning and, you know, turned on my computer where I get my work, and it was blank. So I was just like, I'm going back to bed.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a stressful week though. Like crazy stressful week.
Yeah, what's been going on?
Well, I spent a lot of money this week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, on what?
I bought a car.
Yeah, man.
I bought a vehicle, which is kind of fun because I've been driving a company vehicle for about 7 years. No, for exactly 7 years, actually.
Well, pretty much since I've known you.
Yeah, I've always been driving the work vehicle, and I came to a point where I was just like, you know what? I'm getting old. I need to pull up my big boy pants, purchase a car. But the funny thing is, the way the whole car thing went down was like, it's not like it was planned out. I woke up on, I don't know, last Tuesday or something like that, and I rolled over, and you like look at your phone, and I was like on Facebook or some bullshit. And then I rolled over and I looked at the ceiling, and I was like, what am I going to do today? And I'm like, maybe I'll buy a car. Yeah. So I went onto this like dealership site, and I filled out this like pre-whatever form, and the guy called me back like 2 hours later, and he's he's like, you're approved. Yeah, come on in. We'll take a walk around the lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. And like literally from the minute I woke up, 8 hours later, I owned a car.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I ended up spending some time looking because I think we mentioned one of the other times I was on that I got myself one too, and yeah, it's always something that I said, yeah, you know, one day I'm gonna do that. One day I'll get another car and, you know, just trade in the old one, and yeah, it was a similar thing where it just kind of went from zero to car in no time at all.
Yeah, I wish I went from zero to car because I had a little bit of a speed bump in between.
Okay.
So I went into the thing and I walked around the lot and I test drove about 4 different cars, and I kind of knew what I was looking for. I wanted something practical.
Right.
Ended up finding this Ford Focus, which was in my price range.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to go out and buy a BMW,
Yeah, man.
but
Who wouldn't?
But come on now.
Yeah.
So I found this really nice Ford Focus, and it was a Ford Focus SE. It was a sport edition. It had like nice leather seats. It had the moonroof, power everything, heated seats, heated steering wheel, heated mirrors, you know, the Bluetooth and all that bullshit. And I said, I really like this car. I took it out for maybe 45 minutes, just drove around and whatever. And then I went in, and it was all approved, and everything was great, and I was supposed to pick it up on Thursday.
Right.
So I called, and Mark was the guy at Donnelly who was my dealer, I guess.
Okay.
He didn't sell me crack. He didn't sell me meth, but he was my dealer. He sold me a car.
Yeah.
And I called him in the morning, and I'm like, are we all good? We all good? Pick up the car around 3 o'clock? He's like, absolutely, Mike. Come on in and pick up the car. And about 2 hours later, he calls me back, and he's like, hey, Mike. I'm like, hey, Mark. He's like, yeah, I got a message back from Service Canada, which is like the MTO, basically.
Right.
If it's still called that. And he's like, apparently you have some like parking tickets on your old plates.
Oh shit.
And keep in mind, I've been driving a work vehicle, which everything is covered. Everything's covered, insurance, everything. I just pay the gas and whatever.
These old plates are from before.
Yeah, 7 years ago when
Shit.
I used to own a Pontiac Vibe, which I bought from Surgeoner. Anyway, blah blah blah. So I'm like, oh fuck. I said, fuck. I'm like, how much is it? And he's like, well, they wouldn't tell me. All they said is that it's over $500, and immediately like my fucking heart sunk. I'm like, oh no, I knew I had tickets, but I thought like maybe 7 years later.
Yeah, you assume the worst.
You know, like on your credit report, it's like if you have like some bad thing you did, like in 7 years, it gets like fucking wiped out.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe these parking tickets are gone. I knew I had maybe had some. So anyway, he said, I can't give you the car. I can't put tags on the car until you pay off these parking tickets.
Fuck.
So that night or after work, I went to Service Canada because it was a Thursday and it was open till 7. And I pulled the ticket and I waited like an hour and a half, and I get up to the counter and I say to the woman, I'm like, yeah, my name's Mike, and I have some parking tickets. She's like, do you have your license? I give her my license. She like types into her computer, and then she looks at it, and she takes like a Post-it note, and she writes this number down, but she turns it over like face down.
Oh shit.
And she like slid it to me like a blackjack dealer.
Yeah.
Like a card. I'm like, oh fuck. And I turned it over like really slowly, like you're checking your card.
Yeah.
$1,500.
Jesus Christ.
And I
like, is that the tickets, or is that the tickets plus like interest and shit?
Well, the thing about tickets, parking tickets in Canada or Ontario, like if you get a ticket for like,
Oh, see, now I'm interested because after this whole ordeal, I'm sure you're an expert on.
I am. Yeah, but I actually knew this already. But if you like park in a no parking spot or your meter runs out, you'll get a ticket for $35, $40.
Right.
I don't know what they are now because I haven't had a ticket in a long time.
Yeah, same.
But you have 30 days to pay the thing. Say it's like $40, $40 parking ticket. But if you don't pay it within the amount of time after the said time expires, it will add
the
interest.
fine goes,
but it will max out to the point where you don't have to pay any more than the max parking ticket.
Right. Okay.
So as it turns out, I had 16 unpaid parking tickets, which had all maxed out, which equaled $1,516. So I went home that night, and I got home and I grabbed a beer, and I was just like, God damn, it's always something, right?
Yeah, man.
But I can't blame anybody, and I'm not asking for sympathy because I did it to myself.
Yeah.
So I went through my finances, and I went through my savings account, and I went through all this shit, and I said, fuck, fine. Basically drained my bank account, went back into the Service Canada the next day and paid. I brought her 15 crisp, brand new $100 bills plus a $20 bill, paid off the parking tickets, called Mark up right away. I said, it's done. It's paid.
Shit.
And he's like, this was Friday, and he's like, oh man, I wish you would have called me earlier because we only do a couple of Service Canada runs a day, one at 11 o'clock, one at 3:30, because you're past 11, you're probably not going to get the car till Tuesday.
Oh,
I'm like, I've already
shit.
been waiting like a week and a half for this motherfucking car. So I said, dude, if you could pull any strings to try and help me out. He's like, I'm pulling all my strings for you. As a true
Shit,
car
dude.
salesman would say, right?
Yeah, of course.
And so I spent the rest of the afternoon waiting. And he's like, I'll call you back in like 20 minutes. And then he called me back about 4 hours later at like, I don't know, 3 o'clock. And he's like, hey, Mike. I'm like, hey, Mark. He's like, yeah, come get your car.
Fucking right.
I'm like, you're the fucking man.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
so,
wicked.
so it's been a stressful, expensive week.
Yeah, that was quite the speed bump.
Oh, man. You know, we try in our lives to follow the rules. Nobody wants to get in
fun,
trouble,
no.
especially when it comes to like a dollar figure.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
You never know. Some shit happens.
Fucking money.
So I got my car on Friday, and yeah, I've been driving around all weekend.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, where'd you go? Anywhere?
Nameless.
Anywhere
Nameless.
interesting?
No, I
Yeah.
just drove around.
Yeah. See, you know, I get that from Kayla sometimes, where she says, you know, I don't know why you like to go just drive around sometimes, and it's like, fuck, it's the most fucking free feeling you can have to just go down some fucking roads and drive and fucking blare your music and, you know, roll down the windows, have a nice cigarette. Fuck, I want a cigarette now. I shouldn't have said that.
Polly actually quit smoking 3 days ago.
Yeah, it's been, yeah.
For the how manyth time?
I lost count. Let's hope it sticks this time, though.
Why
Like
don't you try like well, you were vaping for a
I
bit.
was vaping for a while, and it worked. Like, I mean, it worked reasonably well. It got me off the actual cigarettes, but it never got me off of the need to step away from everything to go and do that. You know,
Yeah.
especially because work, they didn't want to let me. You know, can't just do that in my office or in the classroom or anything. So you gotta get outside to the smoking area to vape, and it's, you know, so it still gives me that habitual get away from everything for a few minutes. It was nice in that respect, but I don't know. It was, even with the high nicotine content in it, it was never
It wasn't
the same. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I got that. Like when I decided to actually, first of all, let me say this. As you know, on Ego and Vice, we concentrate on local music. We concentrate, as of season 2, on local businesses. But as you know, whenever Polly J. Fox is in South Hood Studio, we just fucking talk about whatever.
Fuck formats.
And I hope that you enjoy these episodes, because I enjoy them, because it takes me off the spot, and it also just, you know, we can just shoot the shit. So
You better enjoy
Anyway.
because it's me. And if you don't enjoy me, then fuck you.
I know, right? When I quit smoking, I was at the point, and I quit smoking so many times. So many fucking times. I quit smoking for about 3 years one time, and then I started again after like a breakup or some bullshit.
It's always that kind of bullshit.
It's some sort of stressful thing where
Yeah.
you're like out with your friends, and you're like, oh, let me get a drag of that, you know?
Yeah.
And before you know it, you're at the fucking quickie buying a pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have whatever. But since I've been vaping, and my nicotine level is still high, because it's the nicotine you're addicted to.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's not the tar and all the other shit, but I do understand, like, if I'm sitting at home watching a movie and I'm vaping, I'm like, okay, I don't even think about cigarettes. But if you're out at like a bar and you go out and everyone's smoking cigarettes and you
Yeah.
smell it and shit like that, it's like the habit, and it's just like
Yeah.
you miss like that burning in the back of your
It's
throat.
it's the feeling of it too, and it's just there's something about cigarettes that the vaping just doesn't really do. And I don't know what it is. It's an indescribable, like, maybe it's that, I don't know. I can't even explain it. But man, I'm super proud of you for having done that for so long, man. It's been a long time for you.
Yeah, but you know as well as I do that I cheat all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's
I
better than
fucking
smoking actual cigarettes. Like,
every time, like, if we have a show and shit like that, I'm always like, hey man, you got an extra dart, bud?
yeah, but I mean, look, if that was how many cigarettes I smoked compared to what I was smoking, like, as of a few days ago. I'm happy.
No,
with that.
you're like crazy smoker. Like we went to band last Wednesday and we were just sitting out doing the thing, and you're like a light off.
I'm lighting one off the end of the other.
You
Yeah,
did. You're
Yeah.
like, well, since we're gonna be sitting here,
Well, if
a
we're
little
out
bit
here, I
longer,
may as well just
I think
keep
you had
on.
like 4. Jesus Christ! I never did. I
That
never
one's
did.
done.
I
Oh,
never
yeah.
did that ever.
No.
Like I'd like light a dart and like put it out, and then I might have another one, but one off another, like.
Oh,
You
dude.
got a fucking monkey in your back, bud.
Oh man, it's been since I started smoking. It's been not that bad, but I mean, there are days. Some days are better than others. I'll
When
put
did
it
you
that way.
when did you start smoking?
What it would have been about 12 years ago. 12 years ago.
What?
Yeah.
You're what? 38?
Yeah.
20?
I hadn't smoked a cigarette in my life.
Who the fuck starts
An
smoking
idiot.
in their 20s?
A fucking retard is who. I'll tell you, man. I started for the stupidest reason too. It was complete bullshit. Have I told you that story?
Did it have to do with a girl?
Yeah.
Oh god, of course it did.
Oh yeah, man. I'm madly in love with her, and she's smoking, and she wants to quit. And I said, you know what I'm gonna do to help you quit is I'm gonna smoke too, and we're gonna quit together. And then we broke up,
And you just
and I just never quit.
you smoked the cigarettes to ease
Well,
the pain of the break.
Yeah, well, that too. I mean, it was a rough time. It was a rough time. There was other shit going on too, and yeah, it was a huge stress relief. So yeah, I just kind of kept with it, and I've been lighting one off the other ever since.
You know how they say like your parents, like it's a genetic thing. If your parents are like alcoholics, you have a higher percentage of becoming an alcoholic. Your parents both smoke, right?
They both smoke a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it was
my father especially, but see, that's the thing is I never did until way later on. I hated smoking. I hated when my dad smoked in the car. I'd always roll down my window. It'd be the middle of winter. He'd light a cigarette. I'd roll down my window. He said, "Close your window.
yeah.
It's just smoke. It'll be fine." And I'm like, "No, I hate it.
Well,
I hate it, Dad."
Maybe you were like
And-
predispositioned to fucking be the crazy smoker you are when you do smoke. But
No,
well
it could
done
be.
on
Could
quitting.
be. Well,
Where
I
maybe
mean,
you
it's
were
day-
maybe other than the physical aspect of actually putting the cigarette in your mouth and buying the packs, maybe it was always already inside of you just because you're around it. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe. Well, it's being around it is the thing. I mean, at work I can avoid it, but I do get to my parents' place fairly often, and then when I do, they're always smoking. And man, is it ever hard to resist it over there? Because it's just constant. It's constant, and I'll just have one. And then one turns into a pack.
When I was a teenager, I started smoking because of a girl too, or because of a relationship. I won't say a girl because it could be a guy, a girl, whatever.
Yeah.
But because of a relationship, I was dating this person, and they broke up with me, and I wanted to. The next time I met up with them, I wanted to show them like, yeah, look at me, I'm different. And then I went out but back in the day, you could just like walk into a corner store at like 14 years old.
Oh, yeah.
And buy a pack of smokes.
Oh yeah.
And I was like smoking, and I didn't know how to do it, and I hated it. And I was like, whew, like, yeah, this is me now. So, yeah, but then it sticks because it's addicting, and
Because it's a dirty addiction. And,
Yeah.
Oh man.
And I smoked on and off for like 20 years, but it's got to been it must have. Oh Jesus Christ! It's probably been about 5 years since I've been like a full-time smoker.
Yeah.
So I'm cool.
Well, it wasn't too long after I met you that, like, I mean, a couple of years maybe that you quit. Yeah, proud of you, man.
Well,
Good
thanks,
job.
dude. Thanks, dude. I feel better. Talked to my doctor about that too, about smoking. He's like, you drink too much. And I'm like, I know. He's like, do you smoke? I'm like, no. He's like, well, you'll probably be all right. I'm like, all right.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like, as long as you don't smoke, because cancer's going to fucking knock on your door one day. Anyway, good opening segment of episode 44 of Ego and Vice. Let's play a song. Let's do a Voice of Addiction song.
Voice of Addiction, yeah.
Yeah, because we got a show, which we'll talk about in a minute, coming up. But this is Voice of Addiction from Chicago. I don't know what song it's going to be. We'll announce it when we get back. All right, cool? All right, this is Ego and Vice.
Born in the Rust Belt, raised in these steel towns. Nothing ever seems to go our way. Just slave, just gray, Rust Belt, raising these steel towns. Nothing ever seems to go our way. Just slave to the grave, to the way. Industry! Whoa! Gotta work till the day I die. Gotta work just to survive.
Cool. So that was Voice of Addiction. I can't wait to play that show with Ian and the boys.
Yeah, man. It's
Yeah,
good
and
times.
that is September. Oh, sorry, October 4th.
Yeah.
It's a Thursday, and we're gonna play at Avant Garde.
Bessemer
and-
Street, man.
Yeah,
I love that
Bessemer
place.
for sure. And I hope that's the first show back with Sarah D.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Yeah, this Wednesday.
I can't wait.
Yeah, this Wednesday will be our first band practice together, and I talked to her today, and I sent her the songs from X, and I also sent her from
nice.
the songs from FULU.
Nice. She's
Or
definitely
LUFU.
she's
Love you,
definitely
fuck you.
there.
Yeah. She's like
Nice.
she's learning. She's learning. Just not learning. Jesus Christ. She's acclimating herself into the Goat Collective. How's that?
Yeah,
Resistance is futile.
that's right.
So
Oh
it should-
man,
it
yeah,
should-
I miss her.
Yeah, man, it should be good to have her down in the basement and just play some stuff, and I don't know.
Work out a set list too.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, how's
Just like old times.
how's the wrist?
Oh, the wrist is doing pretty good after the last couple jams. It's been like, pretty solid. I've been able to go home and whack it a little bit, like and not have the residual pain from band practice kind of thing. And
You can pull
Yeah.
yourself without.
yeah, exactly. Without more injury than would normally be sustained by a regular whacking session. So
God
it's
damn it.
it's
This is a family
going pretty
show,
good.
you know.
Is it? No shit. Not anymore. Not when I'm on. Come on. Format change. Remember, mature audiences.
Yeah, I have to put explicit lyrics.
Yeah, that's right. That's just gonna make people want to download it more, so it'll be good.
Yeah, right.
That's how that works.
Yeah, so we have that show with Voice of Addiction on the 4th, and then we have another show with Chord Productions. Goat has another show with Chord Productions on the 21st, I believe it is.
Yeah, Mavericks. Right?
With fucking at Mavericks with 10 Foot Pole.
Yeah.
That legendary punk rock band from like the 90s and the 2000s. They're still together. They're still doing their thing. I did a acoustic show last
man.
Sunday, which was kind of interesting.
that was great.
Yeah, I haven't done an acoustic show in goddamn years, and I got a call from Christina from Chord and said, Dennis from 10 Foot Pole is touring across North America doing his acoustic thing. Do you want to open up for him? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. That'd be fucking super fun. And I left it till about 36 hours before I actually had to play. And I figured out like a set list, and I basically just like broke down some Goat songs and just played them acoustically. But it was fun. It was at the Coven.
The Coven, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have the owner of the Coven on. I got his card, and we had a nice conversation that night. And hopefully he'll be on Ego and Vice at some point, covering the. I like the double bangers. Like I like last week I had Larry Russell on, who is the bass player from Slim and Popular.
Yeah.
But he also owns Meow That's Hot, the restaurant with the hot
so
sauce.
it works.
And since I'm trying to do like both local music and local business, he was like the double threat.
Yeah, you get two birds stoned at once.
Yeah, and I think the Coven, that's another one that will be the same thing where it's a local business. Plus,
Nice.
it's very, very affiliated with local music.
Yeah, well, I that's the first time I'd been there since it's become the Coven. Because I used to go play shows at the Rainbow all the time with an old band of mine, and like I forget what that place used to be because it was so much less cool than it is now.
Yeah, right. No, it's a great place. It has like skulls and cheap beers.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was good.
And
What
it's-
did I have? I forget what I was drinking that night. I forget what it was called. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
It's super not interesting that I don't remember that.
It
so.
kind of reminds me of like I don't know if you remember this place. Do you remember the Elbow Room on Elgin
Oh
Street?
yeah.
Yeah. The Coven is kind of the same size. It's not a big place, but it's a very great atmosphere where you walk in and you can tell like there's some regulars and you set up
It's nice and open in the back.
yeah,
too.
you set up like a PA and you can have like an acoustic thing. But at the end of the night, I was asked if Goat wanted to play there as a full band.
Oh my god.
And I asked him, I was just like, how the fuck is that even possible?
Oh my god.
But apparently they've had metal bands in that place.
Oh, actually.
Like full metal bands.
Shit,
And it's
man,
apparently
that's-
loud as piss, but it'd be pretty intimate and fun.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but I don't know. There was a few times I've played on you know in tight spaces. I'll say there was one this one bar in Gatineau that we played this one time, and this is back when I was in a band that had 5 people in it. So you had the drum kit, the 2 guitars, bass, and the singer. There's 5 of us on a stage that was, I don't know, the square footage was, you know, like the you know, you saw what it was at Coven there, but you know, probably about a similar amount of room, and there were 5 of us, and we were just kind of like shoulder to shoulder cramped, like we couldn't move or anything. It was just ridiculous.
I played a show in Montreal one time with Hearts and Minds, my old band.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, I'm not gonna say it was like condensed into like a narrow space of like the Coven, but the actual stage was so small. And with Hearts and Minds, we had the drummer, the keyboard player,
Oh yeah.
and three of us up front, and we were like so smushed, so literally smushed at the back window that it's like I kept hitting like Matt on like the shoulder with the head of my guitar and shit, and I kept like hitting my ass like on the keyboards and stuff. Hey man, but that's rock and roll.
Nah, you do what you got to do.
Sometimes you get into these situations and it's like, what do you expect? You want to play like a fucking, you know?
Yeah, see, that's the advantage of being 3. But you know, now that we got Sarah, we have that space consideration. When we're 3, I think that's the only thing I like better about being 3 than being 4. In
More
every
stage,
exactly
more square footage.
Yeah, exactly. Because in every other respect, I would 100% rather have Sarah there. But you know, when you're 3, man, you ever have so much room.
Yeah. Well, it's true. It's true. But thank God we don't have a keyboard player.
No, that's for sure.
But the day is young.
Yeah, that's right. You never know, right?
You never know.
You never
You
know
never know.
what's going to happen in
I
the
don't.
future.
I can't imagine Goat with a keyboard player, but fuck, it'd probably sound better than it does now. Because Jesus Christ, we're going through some struggles. Everything sounds like shit now, but we're coming back. And Goat is a band that, you know, some bands can like spend a couple months apart, get back together in a room, and just play like no time has passed. Goat is a band that loses its chops. Like we need to practice. We need to get back to where we were.
It falls apart when we don't.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I know exactly what you mean, because like there's some people that you get together with and you'll play, and then like you say, you don't get together for like a month. You get back and it's like, oh, okay, same thing. But yeah, I feel like there's so much that we put into it that is just coming off of like just a gut feeling.
Yeah.
And not like, I mean, like from a technical aspect, but just when we play, if the energy is right, it works. And then when we're not together constantly, we kind of lose that being in tune with each other.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, it's like the only word I know is chops. It's chops.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
We lose our chops a little bit, and you know, we start a band practice, and everything is just like Jesus Christ. And then, but like an hour later, like we play the songs again. It's like, okay, we're getting somewhere.
Hey.
I'm gonna go home now.
Yeah.
So
Fuck
whatever.
this till next week. And then
And Sarah's talked to me, and she said, and she hasn't played with Goat for a year.
has it been
over
only?
a year?
Yeah, it would have
It's
been
over
almost
a
like,
year. Yeah,
almost 2.
I think
since
she quit the band about a year and 4 months ago or something like that.
something like that.
So she sent me a text, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to reestablish like in my brain like some Goat songs and whatever." And I sent her like the 2 new EPs because we have like 10 more songs that she doesn't even
Yeah,
know.
that's right.
I'm like, we can't. You have to learn the new stuff because we can't just play the old stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. We're gonna see how it goes, but I think it's gonna be great, and it's great to have her back in the family, and I just think
Absolutely.
it's gonna be awesome. Why don't we debut a new Goat song?
Oh, let's do it.
We've already done it once. I sent I think I played Long Way Home on a couple podcasts ago.
Yeah, I remember.
And then I think I posted one on the Facebook or wherever where it was
Yeah.
just like, yay, new Goat song. Let's debut another one. What would you like to hear? Pauly J.
Wow,
Fox.
you're gonna leave it to me?
Yeah.
Silver Cans.
Silver Cans?
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay.
So-
Okay, so we'll be back in how long's the song? 2 minutes and 13 seconds. This is a song that was I wrote about my horrible drinking problem, which I am not helping out right now.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
All right.
Cheers. Silver Cans. This is Silver Cans from Goat off the new EP Love You, Fuck You. This is episode 44. This is Eagle and Vice.
Well, I'm so tired, but I can't sleep. Now I've been up the last 3 nights, fighting demons from the deep. My guts feel wrong, and inside out. And my head is full of conversations I don't talk about. There's a fortress made of silver cans that always keeps me safe, like a medicine that poisons me, but takes away the ache. And now I know something's gonna give soon. Yeah, I know. No one's gonna change my point of view. They say, no, I think I'm gonna stay home. They say, I need a little time on my own. But if you need me, I'll be here at the end of my road. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna stay home. Well, I drink too much. It's the same old thing. In this basement that I call my castle, I'm the fucking king of all I have, which ain't that much. And I keep on chasing after things I will never catch. All the ticket stubs on the wall remind me where I've been, but they also tell a tale of a third place wasted dream. And now I know something's gonna give soon. Yeah, I know. No one's gonna change my point of view. They say, I think I'm gonna stay home. They say, I need a little time on my own. If you need me, I'll be here at the end of my road. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna stay home. Now I've been chasing cars so long I wouldn't know what to do if I actually caught one. Now I've been chasing cars so long they slam on their brakes, slam that bumper in my face. I think I'm gonna stay in place 'cause I know something's gonna give soon. No, no one's gonna change my point of view. They say, but I think I'm gonna stay home. They say, I need a little
Silver Cans by Goat off of the new Goat EP, Love You, Fuck You. Yeah, that was awful.
What was awful? That song?
The song.
The song? Yeah, it was a piece of shit, wasn't it?
Well, you know, we do what we can, and they can't all be fucking gems. They can't all be what's the word I'm looking for?
They can't all be Bonehole or
Bonehole or ball gazers.
or Ball Gazer, yeah.
Yeah. I find I've gotten older to the point where well, I went through some shit though. I went through some shit, and these songs were like very introspective. Like I needed to get that shit out of me.
Yeah, but I mean, you did though. I mean, that's what you got to do sometimes. In any manner of expressing yourself, you do it a certain way, and you do it a certain way, and sometimes you just kind of have to say, no, you know what, fuck it. This time, this is what we're doing, and that's what it is. Yeah. And you know, fuck you if you don't like it. So to everyone who listened to that song, fuck you if you didn't like it.
Yeah. Well, I think like in the early days of Goat, we wrote a lot of goofy shit. Kid, You Better Run, Ball Gazer, Glory Hallelujah. And I think it's like an evolution of any band, right? It's just like, because I go, like people, I'm a human being. I go through certain things, and I'm influenced by, you know, my reaction to my own life. And sometimes shit comes up, and I write in correspondence to that thing. So if you listen to like the early Goat and you like that because it's like crazy and riffy and heavy and goofy and fast, and then you jump ahead like really fast to Love You, Fuck You, yeah, you might be like, this doesn't even sound like the same band, but it's the same band, but it's like an evolution. Like it's just like shit happens in people's lives where you have to accommodate that, as far as especially comes out in anything artistic. If I painted pictures, or if I like wrote fucking poetry, or as in this case, I write songs. So yeah, it felt good, and it was cool that you guys were very accommodating to that slight change of.
Oh man, I loved it. I thought I loved all the songs. Like that's the thing, is when you write songs that kind of come from a place of personal experience, and when you write something and you want to express yourself, it always ends up being, I don't know, in my opinion, a little bit more meaningful than something like Ball Gazer, you know,
which is a bona fide hit. It just hasn't been,
isn't it? I still remember that guy, you know, wanting us to record, saying, "Is that on your new album?" And then we were like,
"That was
oh yeah, it will be now."
That was, what's his name from Sum 41?
Yeah.
Black Cat Attack.
Yeah. Bosch.
Dave Bosch.
Yeah.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a show too. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I like that stuff. I like that new stuff. It's been a fun process getting that out, because I still remember. You know what we should do one of these times, and maybe not for this song, but we should have a podcast where we pick one of those songs that you have the acoustic, because the process ends up always being that but most of the time being that you send something that's just a recording on your phone of you with your acoustic guitar.
Yeah, it's like a
playing
scratch
something
demo.
And it's exactly like you get the scratch demo, and then we'll go and we'll say, oh yeah, I like that, and I like this about that song, and then we go and we jam it out, and then we get to jam, and we'll record it, and then we'll have a recording of it, and then we'll have like another recording of it a few weeks later that we'll practice to.
So and
then we go and record
progression of the song you want to do it on the podcast.
Yeah. We should have like one podcast where we just go through and do like every song that we play between is the progression of one of those songs, because I always find it so interesting how different it is, the final product, from the
original.
original.
Okay. That's really funny, because sometimes I'll go back through my voice recorder on my phone, and I actually found a Bones demo.
Oh no way!
Like a scratch demo of Bones.
Really?
And it was kind of like and it's all la 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 vocals. It's like la 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 la
Yeah.
la la la
That's
la
great.
la la, and it's so very different than what it ended up to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, we should definitely do that one day.
Yeah.
We should pick a podcast coming up and do something like that.
I
'Cause
have
it's-
like a plethora of cell phones that just happen to
Yeah, there's a pile going on.
land on my lap, and I have a couple others here, and the way I record songs is like I'll sit there with my acoustic guitar, that one which we're looking at, which
Yeah.
you can't see, the good listener can't see, and I'll just like sit there and fuck around and write some songs. But on these plethora, as I said, of cell phones are probably every single Goat song from the inception of the idea to when we jam them live, or jam them in the basement. So yeah, we could totally do that.
Yeah,
That'd be
well,
interesting.
I've got so many sitting on my iPod of just like the because what I'll do is whenever you send me one of those, I'll put them on the iPod that I used to have in my car,
Yep.
and just put them on a playlist, and I'll sit there and listen to them over and over and over again, just because I want to, on my part, I want to think of like, okay, what can I put, there's a good spot for a little fill in there, or maybe we should do this, and I'll bring up ideas at the next practice or whatever.
Yep.
But man, from that I must have at least 4 or 5 copies of just about every song that we've ever recorded.
And that's cool. And if Jesus Christ, if I sent you everything that ever came out like on a scratch demo, Jesus Christ, out of maybe
geez.
20 ideas, literally like 20 ideas. Say like we're gonna write a song like Bones or Silver Cans or something like that, which you just heard. I have about 18 or 19 different like other ideas, and that was the one I'll go back through and I'll find and be like, yeah, this one kind of worked, and it kind of sparks like something in my brain where I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna work on this one. All those other ones, because if we like literally like followed through with all that shit, like there would be like 500 Goat songs, and right now we
Yeah,
have
but-
about 60. So
I know, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing though, is you gotta just kind of grab
Yeah.
you gotta keep the gems.
But I do wait for your approval. Your approval means a lot too, because I've sent you stuff where like I don't hear back from you for a couple of days, and you're like, yeah, it's okay, it's pretty good. Yeah, I like it. But sometimes I feel like you're blowing smoke up my butt just because you don't want to like make me feel
no.
bad. But I know that I've sent you songs before where you send me a message back like, I love it.
Yeah, see, I really, if you feel that way about it, I really have to tell you that a lot of times what'll happen is I'll sit there and I'll download it, but I'll be at work and I'm on my break and I can't listen to it right now. And then I get home and I've got to go to the grocery store and then go to Canadian Tire, and then I forget about it for the night. And it's not that I am not excited to listen to it, it's that I only end up listening to it the next day. And, again, that's just... shit
Oh,
just
yeah,
kind
I
of
don't,
happened, right?
I don't.
I mean, there are some that I'm like, yeah, okay, but I feel like I feel like you know me well enough to know that I'll tell you if I don't like it, and I don't think
and
I
you
don't.
will, and you have.
Oh, there's definitely been a couple here and there, but yeah, no, man. I think for the most part, the problem is for the most part. And if we do this episode where we go through and do something like this, and even you just said it, where the end product is so different from the original that when I listen to the original, it's almost hard for me to say, well, I don't think that'll work, because I don't know no idea what the end product's going to be from that original thing, and that's why that's why I think I end up being more positive about a lot of them, is because of the fact that I listen to it and I say, yeah, that's got a lot of potential, and I see a lot of potential in just about everything.
I find you're very stoic when it comes to that too. Like, keep in mind that when I send you a song, I've weaved through a lot of like different ideas. You know what I mean? It's just like I'll send you this, but I won't, and then I find one like the gem out of whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm always self-conscious and stuff like that. And I bring a song to band and I'm like, I think this is a good one. And maybe I've sent it to you, maybe I haven't, or maybe I said like, look, I wrote this tune, check it out, and I'll sit there and I'll always play like just the acoustic or just like the clean guitar thing.
Yeah.
And Mike's always like, it's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're always like very stoic where you like stare at the ground, and I always have to ask you like, what'd you think? And you're like, no, it's good. It's good. Yeah, no, I like it. But what I really enjoy is like taking this idea of a song and bringing it into band and playing it that kind of clean thing, like this is an idea I have, and watching it build to the point where you guys, after a certain amount of working, get into it, and then we play it and it actually comes out in the very rough stages of like, fuck. And then you're both, like you and Mikey are out like, that's okay. Like that might work, you know? And to me it's just like, hooray! I'm not a complete fucking fraud. You know what I mean? Like this might actually be a goat song. It's like watching the evolution of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean that's the best part of it is whenever I hear you, because you know a lot of times I get there and I walk in the door and you're already down in the space playing something, and I'll walk in and it's always something that I haven't heard before or that you haven't really sent me a demo of yet or something like that, and I come down and I'm walking down the stairs and I'm listening to it and I'm like, shit, I hope that's not a cover of a song that he knows that he did, I hope that's something he wrote himself so we can play that, you know? Because it always sounds like you, I don't know, whenever I hear something that you send, I always feel like it is a lot more of a refined idea than what I would be putting forth in that kind of situation, you know?
For sure, but every single Goat song that has ever been written has been on an acoustic guitar and has been brought into the band the same way and has been worked out with the band. And we've had ones that we played, figured it out, and then never played again. Like it was just like, yeah, meh. But then you get those ones that you go in and you get that little spark from them, like they're okay. This is good. And that's my favorite part. You know what I mean? Like working together and just working them out. And I don't know. I am fully convinced that everything I've ever done is like fucking terrible. And I'm like, as much as I have a bit of an ego when it comes to songwriting, it's still that kind of like with you guys. It's just like, fuck, I hope these guys like this. And I play it, and in the first like 10 minutes, it's just like, but then it starts working itself out.
It works out, like, yeah. Well, see, that's why you like me so much. I think it's just because I like a lot of that stuff that you do, and I don't know, I like that. I see, especially even with the early stuff too. You know, I like that clever humor style, and with the stuff that's not clever humor and with the stuff that's serious, it's always done in a style that I enjoy playing, that I enjoy listening to, and you know, it ends up becoming something that we all kind of shape into something that we all enjoy, and that's the best part of it. Like you say, it's that process of taking this idea and forming it into something that all three of us just kind of say, yeah, that's a Goat song.
Well, like every single Goat song,
4 of us now too.
Every single Goat song really realistically has been written that way.
Yeah.
And some of them didn't make it and some of them do. And it was like the last time we were at band practice where it's like you kind of were on this like kick where it's just like we played a song and you're like, I love that song. And then we played another song and you're like, I love that song.
I love that song.
Yeah, and then we played one more song and you're like, I love that song. And I was just like, okay, so maybe I'm not as washed up as I thought I was, or maybe Goat is not as washed up as I think it is. But
yeah, or maybe we just like the sound of our own voices and
maybe again, it's all ego and vice, my friends.
All ego and vice.
It's all fucking ego and vice.
The tall grass has tripped me up. You heed the warning and I never stop. All night I hear them talk. Wild nights that diva stuff. Oh girl, you let me take the wrong path to the frozen lake. Sideways and opened up. The war spoils never fill you up.
All right, so shit. I think
Shit.
we should totally wrap this up because I'm tired. It's tired. I've been so tired. How have you been feeling lately?
Oh man, I mean, this past weekend I thought I had appendicitis, and I've been having kind of a shit weekend.
How's the beats?
So, oh yeah, the beatus. Yeah, that's it's still taking my the feeling from my legs and hands,
extremities.
and feet. Yeah,
they're numb.
yeah. Yeah, so it's progressing. It's progressing.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I know, but what are you gonna do?
Hey,
Something's got to kill me, right?
sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't go. That's how she goes.
That's the way she goes.
It's the way she goes. Yeah.
That's the way she goes.
Well, I don't know. I'm okay. Physically, I've lost about 20 pounds
Yeah.
on purpose because I've been doing like some intermittent fasting and shit.
Nice.
But I also haven't been to the gym, so my blood is not pumping very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just getting skinny. Do you see it?
I do see it. You're wasting away.
Yeah, kind of, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel kind of skinny, but I feel good. Like I feel like vibrant. You know what I mean? Like I want to, whatever. Other than wanting to sleep all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, see,
like
maybe that's it though. Is that you've been,
4 months ago, I weighed like 187 pounds. I weighed myself this morning. I weigh 171 pounds.
Nice.
But it's not like sick, like I'm about to die, like losing weight. It's like strategically
It's
placed.
healthy losing weight. Yeah.
I'm just trying to eat healthy, and like I drink a little bit too much and whatnot. But I'm just trying to like slim down, like because I got really heavy there for a bit.
But where do you end up without your vices though?
Yeah, that's it. You know,
Gotta have some fun.
I'll probably
live a little.
I'll probably hit the gym at some point, but you know what? This is who I am. I'm fucking 44 years old. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah, see, that's with me. That's what's going on lately with the quitting smoking. We're gonna start to get ourselves in shape a little bit more, and go on some walks, get some good exercise in.
Yeah.
Something that I've been slacking on like a motherfucker for a long time.
You look good though. You look great.
Oh yeah, man. I've been, since the beatus slap in the face a long time ago, I've been, working on it mostly just by diet though.
And you quit smoking 3 weeks ago, so like everything's
exactly,
coming up.
Yeah.
Everything's coming up Fox.
Yeah, man. That's the way.
That's cool.
It'll be good. It'll be good. You won't even recognize me a year down the road.
I'm just trying to like slim down, lose some body fat, and eat well and feel better. I was feeling pretty sluggish and heavy and awful. So, and I think I've done that.
I was surprised how much that had to do. I had a similar feeling one time, and I was surprised how much that had to do with what I was eating.
Oh, it's diet. Everything's fucking diet. Dude.
I know.
Yeah.
I went to start seeing a nutritionist.
That's
probably
good.
a few weeks ago because there was a point where I was completely dead. Like I felt like I was eating enough. But what had happened was I had decided to cut all my carbs and everything, and with all that, because I mean, diabetic carbs just turn to sugar in your system anyway, right?
Cancerous, fucking just waiting to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So I cut everything out, and I went to see my dietitian, and I was like, look, or the nutritionist, sorry, because I was like, man, I'm just feeling dead all the time. I've got no energy, and she says to me, well, what kinds of things do you eat? And I explained to her, and she says, well, fucking no shit. You don't have any energy. You're not giving yourself anything for your body to make energy out of, right?
What the fuck are you eating?
Well, I was eating like vegetables and meat pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where like, when you get into this like keto, whatever
ketosis.
thing,
yeah, absolutely.
But
for sure.
if you don't do it properly, you end up like me, where I was thinking I was getting enough nutrition, but really I wasn't giving anything. I wasn't giving my body any actual fuel. So I was just sitting there eating, and but I was feeling like shit. I was feeling lethargic and just kind of collapsing on the couch, just like no energy, and just as a fucking zombie for a while.
It would be nice to be like 22 years old and be hungry and just go to KFC and grab a bucket and just like crush that and be like, yeah, I'm good.
I'm all right. Yeah.
But we're getting up there, and unfortunately, like anyone who listens to this who's not like up there like us, like you're gonna get there, and you need to. Eventually, your body's gonna go like, fuck you.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, right.
Tell you that much.
Go
Holy shit.
go get a bucket right now. and
Yeah.
just crush it. Crush the bucket, but
Wash it down with like 8 or 9 beers.
8 or 9 beers, or like 5 or 6 like Mountain
Wake up,
Dews or something.
yeah. Wake up the next morning, feel fine.
Yeah, but you have to wake up one day, or you don't have to. You can do what you want. You can fucking do what you want. But one day you'll wake up and you'll be like, why do I feel like such a bag of shit?
Yeah.
And you have to adjust your diet, because diet is like a huge thing. And go for a walk. At the very least, go for a fucking walk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the kind of shit I never used to do.
Yeah.
And man, does it ever help.
Yeah,
Since I started doing that kind of thing, just the basic exercise, I started doing laps around my building at work on my break time and shit like
Yeah.
that. It's been so much of a big positive change.
like you can follow that kind of idea, or just doing what you always did and like grab like burritos and all that bullshit. But like you might still live to your like 65, but what's your quality of life between 55 and 65?
Yeah.
Pretty shitty. You know what I mean? So start now. And I'm not preaching. I'm just speaking from my experience. Like,
Don't make the same mistakes we have, kids.
yeah, right. Because, I'm not going to live like super long. I hope to get to 80, but I really don't want to, because once you get to 80, like I'll probably shit my pants by the time I'm 72, and fuck that.
Man.
Once I lose that thing. But just take care of yourself, and I think you'll be all right. Modern
Yeah.
medicine and modern nutrition, you'll be okay.
Yeah, you kids will live to like 200 years old or something with the technology you'll have, but
Yeah, me and Polly would be long dead.
Oh yeah.
But listen to the music. Just remember us through the music. We're gonna
That's
play
right.
We're gonna play one more song, and then we're gonna come back, and we're going to bid you adieu. Cool. This is I don't know. We're just gonna play a song. This is
music.
Yeah, this is some good local music. This is episode 44. This is Ego and Vice.
Well, I woke up this morning about 10:30. The sleep I was in could barely feel my head. So I went on home, but she wouldn't let me in. She said, I know what you done, and I know where you've been. So I thought to myself, yeah, I'm a man when I don't take orders from second in command. So I busted out the door and hollered, you ain't got the right. She shot me in the leg and said, I ain't gonna say it twice. Well, I knew that look with the devil in her eyes. Well, I knew she wasn't gonna blame any of my lies. And so I took her by the hand and wiped a tear from her eye and said, there's nowhere I'd rather be than right by your side. So you see, I never meant to what you never meant to make you cry. But I never thought I'd be the one to keep you up in the night. And now I know you weigh me down. I know you got the right to put another bullet right between my eyes. Well, she threw down a gun, wrapped her arms around me tight. She said, don't you ever leave me, don't you ever leave my side. My heart kept racing, blood pumping on the floor. Well, I wish I knew what I had done the night before. Well, I wish I knew what I had done the night before.
If you want to get a hold of me, you can always email me at egoandvice@gmail.com. If you want to listen to the podcast, you can go to my website, which is egoandvice.com. You can also go to Facebook, Podomatic, iTunes, Google Play, anywhere you want to kind of like search for like cool shit. You might not find me there. No, I'm just kidding. You might. But if you want to be on the show, if you want your band on the show, if you just want to come on the show and sit down into South Hood Studio and just talk to me, I will treat you well. There's always a fridge full of like Coors Light, Coke Zero, bottles of water, and I'll always put the coffee on. And that is Ego and Vice, my friends. As far as episode 44, I'm super happy that my left-hand man, Mr. Paulie J. Fox, was
That's
in.
me. Yeah. And if you want to get a hold of me, fuck you. I don't care what you have to say. So
I'm going to make Paulie a Ego and Vice email address. And I said that
oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I said that a couple visits ago, but Paulie J. Fox is always going to be on Ego and Vice. He's a staple of Ego and Vice. He's technically my co-host. He's not here every week because he's a very busy guy. But if you ever want to email myself, I already gave you the address, but I'm going to make Paulie J. Fox a email address, and I will list that next time, or just say it next time, so you can just reach out to Paulie and say, hey, Paulie, get me on the fucking show.
There it is.
Yeah.
Episode 44.
But until then, that's it. I'll see you next week. Sheila, I hope you feel better, and we'll see you in October. Other than that, my name is Mike. As for Paulie J,
that's me.
All right, this is episode 44, Ego and Vice. We'll see you next week.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.